Last video, I remade Forsaken intros. In this video, I'm remaking 1X intro. This came out pretty cool and the effects are really nice. Tell me what you think about it in the comments. Hope you enjoy the video. Peace. Now, how can we remake that? I instantly thought of something very interesting. That's gonna be very different from the original. I was thinking, maybe we could have his swords dragging on the ground, and then as he gets closer, the whole screen starts having errors and stuff like that. And then maybe he grabs you or something and like rushes the camera. That's what I was thinking. It would be like strangles the camera. I really like, for some reason, when characters interact with cameras. So maybe strangling the camera is kind of cool. Yeah, I like that. I don't know what else he could do, but it might change later. Also, just so you guys know, I did optimize him in a little bit. I made him a little bit better looking. The original one did not have like gauntlets, and I added gauntlets to it, and I added like these really big spiky gauntlets that are really cool. So like you can see that he actually has like really sharp nails. I don't know, why not? And then I also made his cape have dynamics.
What is that?
Oh my lord, that's just freaked out the computer. But what I mean by that is that when it falls, it actually has some class dynamics. Spam the key, so whatever. It actually has claws. Man, whoopsies. He just flashed you. But yeah, I don't know what to do with that, but I'm just not gonna show it. I'm just not gonna show it. Let me go turn on his sword. So you can I actually have like markers that turn on his stuff and turn off his stuff. But the sword should be connected. Yep. The sword's dragging on the ground as he's walking forward, as it maybe glitches. I think that'd be pretty cool, and it like makes sparks on the ground. Maybe like a red shine on the ground. Yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool. Of course, I also still have his effect on and stuff like that, so don't worry. Everything's still attached. I turn it off for animation purposes because, you know, I don't want it to be freaking messed up. Also, don't mind him being at lower quality, like he has very sharp corners and stuff like that. That's just because, again, simplify. I have it on. It simplifies the viewport. So this is with it off. So it all looks wonderful. Off. It's like, it actually looks really good. And then this is with it on. It just makes it easier for it to render and everything like that. Pretty much. Let me go ahead and start animating him walk. I think he's gonna have him slowly walking with his cape flowing behind him, and the sword's on the ground, and then it starts glitching the camera, and then he just, right when it starts glitching, he grabs it and starts strangling and crushing the camera. I think that's really cool. Okay, so I was trying to think about how I'm going to like do the swords dragging behind him, and like, you know, how am I gonna do that? So I actually went and got some reference, grabbed my swords I have in real life and just drag them on the ground. They were foam, so no need to worry about if the tip is broken. But my dad brought up some interesting ways different variety of ways I can drag them, and I'll show you them as we go through it, because it's important to kind of get different ideas, you know. But let me go ahead and start working on this. Okay, so I have him just kind of walking, and it's repeating itself over and over again. It's pretty decent. Now what's time is I'm gonna see how I can drag his like hands on this stuff. I was thinking about doing a different way of holding this. Hold on, let me see if I can do it real quick. Okay, so if we look at it here, don't mind the cape being as flat, like just freaking so straight. Don't mind it. This is kind of what I have right now. And as like a base, that's actually really not bad. Some weird errors here. I don't know what that is. Yeah, no, this is pretty good. This is pretty good. Time to kind of go like, start putting the camera up so I can kind of see the distance, and then start to really like frame out everything and see what I want. I'm gonna jump in here, Future Sun Rave, just to explain what is happening here. I'm trying to figure out timing. Timing is key to really make the viewer or whoever your audience is when you're animating, try to really feel whatever you're trying to feel or make them feel. it's important that you get the timing correct. And I wanted him to feel like he's a fat little, okay, not fat. I wanted him to feel like he's a heavy knight dragging the like swords intimidatingly. I guess as intimidating as walking forward can get. You can tell me if I got that feeling to convey correctly or just maybe it's just terrible. We kind of have the way that I want him to walk forward, which is pretty cool. We have this kind of looking pretty good in my opinion, and it's not like the best. There's a lot of sliding still going on, and I can't, it's not perfect. Sliding will happen, there's ways to fix it, but I'm still kind of a newbie when it comes to that, so I'm still messing around with how I can work with it. But my question is, how will the cloth react to this? I'm interested to see how this is gonna do it. Yeah, that's as good as you can really get it. I could probably do some like wind, like some subtle wind there. I could add some more wind to really see the effect. I'm gonna double that wind. And there we go. So now we have, yeah, look, I have a little bit more wind power there, but of something of flowing. I can keep on messing around with the bake and kind of like figure out what is best for this. What is happening? What is happening to it? Oh my god. I'll figure out the cape later, but right now we have some decent stuff we're doing with it. After the whole cape thing, I decided to go and actually animate him more than just walking forward. Something more interesting. Okay, so what I have right now is it's like I don't really love it, I don't really hate it, but I can definitely build upon it. That's that kind of the whole idea, is that I can build upon it. I'll go ahead and show you what I have. Nothing close to the final, but it's something. So he walks forward, he looks up, then his stuff teleports, but it's going to disintegrate in the actual final. It comes in, I don't know why it looks this weird. I need to fix a lot of this stuff. But then he grabs, pulls you up, and then that's pretty much it as he crushes the camera slowly and it fades to black. Simple, effective, easy. Let me go ahead and start working on like the main details and stuff. Dang, look at that grab, bro. Look at this grab. It's so quick. Boom. I'm trying to make you feel the impact of his boom, boom. Don't mind the swords in the background, by the way. Where is it? Yeah, there it is. Don't mind that. That will be invisible. Just flick it in the background. That's hilarious. I just realized I've been pausing I don't know how long I've been paused. Oh god. Well, whoopsies. God, man, what the heck? I just lost probably maybe 30 minutes or 40 minutes of recording. Oof. Okay, so I don't know how much I missed or how much I didn't talk about or whatever, but I'll go ahead and say it. I'll go over and redo it real quick. Let me make a speed run. First thing first, this is what it looks like right now. It looks pretty good. I got a couple things working on it, making sure it's looking pretty good. He's breathing. Looks very, very freaky, that little intro. Okay? The second thing is second. Now, I added a little bit of the because if you actually drag your sword on the ground and you make sparks, it makes it it actually I guess vibrates on the ground. I don't really know what to say. Look, it's doing that. It's vibrating on the ground. That's perfect. Okay. Then I made sure to fix up a couple of issues with the animation. I made, as you can see, I showed you already. So then let's see what else. I also made the cape actually look really cool. It actually is physics based now. So look at that, beautiful. As you can see, it looks very, very nice. And it's not perfect. There's at the very start, it still has a couple issues, but then after when it starts, it's pretty fine. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start rendering out the cape simulation fully. Then I'm gonna add sparks to the, what is it called? Sword! The sword, making sure it looks good. What else? Also make it sure it disintegrates, becomes invisible, because that looks cool. Let me go ahead and start actually baking everything, and that what the baking is pretty much simulating it and making it look all pretty. Because typically the computer has to simulate it constantly on every single frame, and what that does, the baking, it just makes it where it doesn't have to do that. So if that will absolutely destroy your computer. Okay, so let me go ahead and start doing that. I will see you guys in a moment. Okay, so I rendered out the cape, and we have a little bit of issues. The cape is clipping into the feet, and it wouldn't be a problem if the camera couldn't see it, but the camera can clearly see that it's clipping into the feet. So there's two ways I can do this. I can turn on collision on this feet stuff. Let me go do it. I'm gonna go and do that. But I actually render it out, and it looks really good. Like it looks very, very nice. It looks very, very good. Well, that looks really good. Very, very realistic. Very, very nice. Cape being all good and realistic. Now we need to make the swords have scratches. Which my idea with that is that I actually have a pack here. I think can simulate scratches or just create scratches, or not scratches. What's it called? Sparks. Yeah. We add the sparks. We'll do this, and it should. Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot of spikes. Wow, that kind of blew my mind. How many sparks were there?
You got too much dip on your chip.
Yeah, I think that's probably good. And now what we do, we just we wait for it to be like around the tip, and then we just put it right there, and then watch. We go over here. Collision, child to finish. It's whatever. This is sword, whatever. And then set inverse. And now look at that. That's pretty cool. And it creates those sparks coming out of the ground. Let's make sure. I think I can actually control where the sparks are and stuff like that. So let me go ahead and do that. 60 strengths? What the what? I don't remember 60 strengths. Why is it 60 strengths, bro? Holy cow. Okay, so in here you can see first I have the simulated cape, which I probably need to simulate a little bit more. It's going through the ground for some apparent reason. I wonder why. And then also I have what seems like this weird ring. What is that ring about? But pretty much, you know, again, he does the same stuff. He walks up here, grabs you, looks up. Well, I'll show you what is happening in this scene. Oh, look! It is the background, which I'll go ahead and look at it real quick. It's the background in here. If you look, it is the original sword fight on the Heights map, and I have fire going around him as like a circle because come on, that's just cool. And then also, the swords actually disintegrate. Easy and simple. The swords actually disintegrate from his hands. And then of course I did the eyeball thingadingy. But yeah, so, and then the actual cape isn't clipping anymore because this is an image. But yeah, this is what he looks like. Very nice, very good little guy. Pretty darn neat. Now all I gotta do is pretty much edit it. I mean, not edit it, light it. I think there's anything else I need to do. Let me go ahead and render out the cloth simulation again, and I'll be right with you guys. Okay, so let's see what we got here. In the lighting area, department at least, it's looking pretty snazzy. In the original one, it's like they just put like a green hue on everything. I don't love that, but I don't know. You do you. I'm like, yeah, I'm just not crazy about that. I don't love the green, just green hue on everything. I could try to do that, but I don't know. I did want to do something though. In here, I want to make it not transparent, and in the back, I want to change the back world. I don't even know if I said that correct. To not a road. What is this background, dude? Yeah, it seems like they just took a standard like cloud background. And I'm pretty sure they just added a red hue to everything. Let me go check. Okay, so yeah, you see here we have a lot of red, oranges, red and oranges. Yeah, so, and then some like white for just the clouds. That should be pretty easy. Okay, so what I did here, which is I made the clouds green because I was thinking about it, and it's probably like as if he's like taking over the place. everything is kind of green around him. So I made the clouds green. I made this red, still the iconic red, and then made it an orange. Man, I can't speak. It's pretty good, honestly. It doesn't, I don't know. I don't love it. Oh my lord. But, you know, it's fine. Especially it's just a background thing you see. Yeah, it's not too bad. Yeah, okay. Now, we need to start adding lights to the situation here. Okay, so this is kind of what I got with the lighting. We have this, and this. I think that's not pretty bad. Well, it's not that bad. I'm not, like, super happy with it. There's a couple glitches, well, a handful of them, let's just say that. And it definitely needs to be worked out, and like the rendering time is kind of absurd. I think it's like, let me look at it real quick. Yeah, it's like 27 seconds long. Like, it is ridiculous. And 44 seconds long. That's ridiculous. That's gonna take forever. But luckily, there's not that many frames. It's only 600, which for most people, it's not a lot. It took 27 seconds. We can round that up to 30. So it takes 30 seconds to render each frame. This is on the low end. It would take 4 hours and 41 minutes and 30 seconds to render this entire freaking animation. Okay? Then I have, on the longer end, almost 50 seconds. Now, that's not a lot, right? Well, let's see how long that's gonna take. 7 hours and 49 minutes and 10 seconds. God, what in the world? I want to check something real quick. So we have him here. I'm gonna try to figure out if there's a way that I can optimize it a tiny bit. Okay, so I got it down to 17 seconds, or around 20 really. So it was originally 44 seconds, now it's 17, not 70. And so this is a lot more approachable. It'll take around 3 hours and 7 minutes. Much better, much better. That's a better time to render all of this, because rendering all of that would be insane. Okay, so this is pretty much the end of the video. Hope you have enjoyed watching it. I hope you have laughed, whatever, learned something, whatever you want to do. Anyways, I hope you enjoy the animation. Time for the beauty shots. And if you wanted to see what it would look like with a green tint, here it is. Okay, so this is pretty much the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed watching all that stuff. If you're interested in more content like this, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Always appreciate it. You have a wonderful morning, night, or afternoon. Peace out.